Hi, this is Joseph Williams, son of John Williams, and you are watching the Nerf Herder Council.
Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
You can't use that word. Only we can use that word.
You're tuned in to the Nerf Herder Council, your source for Star Wars opinion, conversation, and debate. Featuring your hosts, JT.
I don't care. It's close enough. I'm not here to be accurate, god damn it. I'm here to just say it.
AJ.
They literally sneak out by hiding a girl under a giant trench coat like a Three Stooges gag. What the f***, Disney Plus? Come on now.
On this episode of the Nerf Herder Council, it's our annual Halloween episode. We're dusting off our popcorn guns, firing up our cotton candy rays, and heading to the big top as we review the 80s cult classic Killer Klowns from Outer Space. This is the Nerf Herder Council. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Nerf Herder Council. I am your host, JT. We are live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, and the Facebook page and the YouTube channel of the Virtual Cantina Network. We are live at those locations every other Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. As always, guys, we are brought to you by Audible. Go to audibletrial.com/NHC for your 30-day trial and a free audiobook download. If you have not done so on either our YouTube channel or that of the Virtual Cantina Network, please remember to click the like button, click the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so that you are notified every time we go live. If you would like to get some awesome Virtual Cantina Network gear, just go to tpublic.com/user/virtual-cantina. And for some kick-ass customizable Nerf Herder Council gear, just go to shop.nerfherdercouncil.com. Hopefully my internet is, cooperating tonight, because I'm getting that stupid signal where I'm blurry. So hopefully I'm not too blurry. Hopefully it fixes it. So in any case, here's a guy who's never blurry. My best friend and my co-host, AJ. What is up, man? How's it going?
Everything's so blurry, and John Drake is. Oh, no, never mind. Don't want to get any copyright strikes. How's it going, man?
It's going. It was going good until you had to like sing "Puddle of Mud" on the show. Good Lord. Awful.
Yeah.
Kale, good to see you, man. Kale, he said, I've got to say my line. He says, morning, Drakes. How's it going? Good to see you, Kale. Great to see you. Chastity Crawley checking in. Always good to see you. Says, hey, y'all, I'm bored and don't watch what are considered scary Halloween type movies, so I'm just here because I love y'all. Well, Chastity, I don't know if I would so much consider this a horror movie. It's kind of a scary movie, but it's kind of like campy comedy scare. I would really recommend this, which is why we're here. I'm going to sell this movie hard. I'm very interested to do this episode, but yeah, this is not necessarily a scary movie. So
I'm really surprised that you're into this one as much as you are. I'm excited to hear your take on this.
Yeah, I but before we get into it, I would just like to say, we're live, so I can say this because it's but we are officially one day from the release of the third Tron movie, Ares. Obviously, in 2 days, you and I will be going to see it in IMAX Friday afternoon, after which we will have some libations for everybody. That was I did that so well. We'll do that, and then we're gonna have all you can eat meat at Texas de Brazil. So it is going to be one hell of a Friday. Unfortunately for my toilet, my buddy Jonah will be here, and because he and I will be obviously drinking afterwards as well, my poor toilet down here, it will be end of line. But there you go. But really? Yeah, I did that. So yeah, so getting into this one, we'll just jump right off here. So I gave you a choice of films. So if you don't like this and if you think it sucks, I gave you another option, which I think is universally praised and loved, and you did not choose it. So I said we could either do Killer Clowns from Outer Space or Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors. And you chose Killer Clowns. So I don't want to hear any bitching.
Dude, who's bitching? I love this movie. I was surprised to hear that you offered it up. Like I said, this isn't one that I thought that you would be into.
Yeah, this is one that, like, so a few years ago, I saw it in bits and pieces. And then I finally, you know, about a month or two after that, I was like, I got to watch this thing. And I watched the whole thing and I was like, okay, it's obviously cheesy and whatnot. And then you chose it for tonight's episode. And I went back and watched it and I was like, man, this is like so stupid, but it is so fun. And then I found myself rewatching it last night going, I actually want to rewatch this. Like, right? I mean, it was like, you know, I mean, oh my gosh. So yeah, I mean, this is a really, really, it's just a fun movie. And I mean, it's cheesy as all holy get out, but I love that. You know, I don't know. Like,
it's one of the notes I made, actually. Like, it's one thing to have this idea and be like, wouldn't it be hilarious if, you know, like aliens came down from outer space and they were like all clowns and their ship was like a circus tent. It's not, okay, let's put together a brief. Let's pitch it to the studio. Let's make sure we hire a director of photography and a costume designer and yada, yada, yada. All the things that go into making a movie over something this dumb. Yeah. It's incredible. The commitment to such a dumb idea.
I know.
I love it.
By the way, Chastity says, the scariest movie I ever watch is The Haunting. Never even watched classics like Nightmare. She says Nightmare on 13th. Nice. Nightmare on Elm Street is what you're going for, and Friday the 13th. Chastity, I can give you a list of some of these to watch. They're really good. So I think you're missing out on some cool stuff there. But
and this one is not scary.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's got some creep factor to it, but I think it's the creep factor comes from the fact that it's like the big animatronic puppets in Chuck E. Cheese coming to life as like evil looking space clowns.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
So
if you're freaked out by clowns, that's about the only thing you're going to be scared by in this movie.
Yeah. So Kale says he chose Killer Clowns because the other has been done already. I've never heard of this one. All right, sell it to me. Why should I try and find this for my spooky season viewing? That is what we will do, Kale. That is what we will do. Shane Hardy, great to see you, man. He says, have you played the game? I want to get it, Kale. There is a game that came out pretty recently, actually, on PlayStation 5. And I read the reviews, and they say it's kind of repetitive. But I think I might, you know, spring for it when I got a few extra bucks, just as like kind of like a funny, goofy, like, you know, video game playthrough type of thing. So, all right. So, yeah. Yeah, this is, I don't know if this is considered horror so much as it is camp. Shane's quoting camp. Yeah, Shane's quoting the movie in the comments, and we're going to get to that exact quote. So yeah, I'm surprised you liked it. I thought you were going to go, what in God's name did I make myself watch? So
dude, I'm always here for the weird stuff. You're the one that seems like a bit of a harder sell.
I don't know, man. Like I'm so into like these types of cheesy, like shitty special effect, just goofy, you know, off the wall types of things that it's like, you don't seem to get into those sorts of things like I do. I mean, to start out, was this the first time you had seen this movie?
No, I saw this a couple of years ago.
Okay. Did you remember liking it then?
I remember liking it, but also being like, what the hell is this? Oh, by the way, there might be some profanity on the Nerf Herder Council. So if bad language offends you, then fucking watch out. Yeah.
And the views of the Nerf Herder Council don't necessarily reflect those of the Virtual Cantina Network. Damn, I missed it.
Yeah, I wanted to use an F-bomb and had to pivot real quick because we hadn't warned people yet. You know, we have sensitive viewers.
That's right. Chastity's afraid of scary stuff like us.
Right.
So anyway, so you saw it a few years ago.
Yeah, it's pure camp. You'd call this a B movie, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's one of those ones where it's not really even scary. It's just deliberately hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, Okay. Talking about something like this is scary. Like I would say Ghostbusters is scary. Maybe even less scary than Ghostbusters. You know, like there's almost nothing to it. I want to jump ahead a little bit because speaking of weird and campy, it comes up early on. They shoot at God, I don't even remember the characters' names, but the main couple that we follow throughout the movie. They escape the circus tent the first time, but they do get
Debbie
shot
and
at
Mike,
with a popcorn gun. Debbie and Mike, thank you. So they get shot at with the popcorn gun, which comes up later. The popcorn hatches into baby alien clowns, right?
Yes.
So that is just a splooge gun.
Why are you another episode? You're getting gross.
I mean, what?
The last one,
dude? What else could you come up with? I mean, also that's what. So the reason I focused in on that is because they shot him with popcorn. I'm like, what's popcorn gonna do? And it didn't do anything. And then it started moving. And then the little baby. I'm like, wait a minute. So what were you ever going to do to Mike and Debbie with this gun?
Look. They shot them with the popcorn so that the popcorn would go out into the world and then it would like make a whole bunch of new killer clowns.
Okay. So this is an outer space bukkake gun. Got it.
For the love of God. Views of the Nerf Herder Council don't necessarily reflect those of the Nerf Herder Council. Oh my God. By the way, Chastity Crawley says, clowns don't bug me. My mom actually used to be a professional clown. So you have a clown in the family.
That's
but
a funny career choice.
Scary movies. Yeah, right. Cale McLeish. I want to unpack what Chaz just said. Shane Hardy brings something up, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I can't say the name Debbie without quoting this movie. So I think that, and I would need to look up when this movie was released because either naming her Debbie in this movie was extremely lazy, or naming one of the two main characters, female main characters in Weird Science, Deb, was lazy because it's the same actress. She's Deb in both of them.
It's such an 80s name, man. You might as well call her Stephanie.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the movies came out pretty close together, if not the same year. So it's like, I mean, who ripped? Were they both in production? They both picked Deb, and it was like they each came out and like, ah, shit. We should have checked with them. Like that's, that'd be an interesting story to, yeah, Cale McLeish. The views of the Nerf Herder Council do not necessarily reflect the views of the Virtual Cantina Network, especially the views of AJ and the Popcorn Splooge Guns.
Well, I didn't make the movie. I didn't make the guns. So,
well,
pardon me for noticing.
Yeah, that was I mean, you're not wrong, but I mean, seriously,
I thought. Like I had forgotten the details since I watched it last time. So
right.
I just rewatched it. I signed on like 5 to 10 minutes after I'd finished watching the movie this time. So it's very fresh. And that was my first thing was like, wait a minute, that popcorn did nothing. Wait, it did something.
The fact that your mind went there, like, you know how when I talk about when we talk about Star Wars and people digging into it way too much, and I'm like, you're watching the movie the wrong way. Well, AJ, you're watching Killer Klowns the wrong way. That's what you're getting out of it, man.
I don't think I'm watching it the wrong way. When I watch them get shot with a gun, and I'm like, boy, that seems completely ineffective. And then it comes back later, and we find out what it was for, and I'm like, again, that wasn't going to kill him or anything. That's weird.
It could have, though. And as we see, the baby killer clowns infest the bathroom. And
I mean, I do actually wonder if the game elaborates on some of this stuff, right? Like, why did they put Debbie in a balloon instead of turning her to cotton candy?
they were trying to lure other characters to her. At least that's what I'm getting out of it. I mean, dude, if we're going to try and dissect the plot and see if it makes sense, that
Who
is
was in the other balloons?
we,
Who do
we
you
don't
think?
know. We
Yeah.
don't know.
See, it's all kind of random.
Dude, Tony Webster, what's up, man? So Metal Command Show says, hands down, one of the worst yet best horror movies from the 80s. The classic scene for me is where that biker dude goes, "What you gonna do, knock my block off?" And then the clown hits him and his head flies off. Reminds me of the same kind of scene in Jason Goes to Manhattan. Yeah, that was Shane O'Mac actually mentioned that one too. That's like that the cheese. I mean, let's just get into it. I mean, it starts right off the bat, right? I mean, you're talking about, there's a bunch of kids like on Makeout Hill, basically. We call it Top of the World. Anyway, so you've got that cheese going on, and an ice cream truck pulls up. You're like, what in the hell?
Right.
And it's like get our fudgy wudgy bars, get our icy wicies, and there's something like something.
We'll give you the stick, you give it a lick.
Yeah, and then it's like something blue, a tasty treat while you screw. Like, it's like, what are you doing, man? Like, oh my god. And dude, even before that, I completely forgot the soundtrack. Dude, the theme song.
Yes.
Like bringing genocide to the human, like, it is so unbelievably just hilarious. I mean, I need to look up these lyrics and read some of them out loud because, like being half deaf, I have to have the subtitles on pretty much everything I watch, just because I can't hear a lot of dialogue sometimes because half deaf. So having it on, I can see what it says, and it says like P.T. Barnum said it so long ago. There's one born every minute, don't you know? Some make us laugh, some make us cry. These clowns only going to make you die.
Right?
It's so great. Oh, yeah. The ringmaster shouts, "Let the show begin. Send in the clowns. Let them do you in." See a rubber nose on a painted face, bringing genocide in the human race. It's like, yeah. It's time to take a ride on the Nightmare Merry-Go-Round. You'll be dead on arrival from the likes of the killer clowns. They're all diabolical bozos. Oh my god, look at this. Oh, look around, what do you see? Tell me what's become of humanity. From California shores to New York Times Square, Barnum and Bailey everywhere. Man, how can you not love that? Like, immediately you're like, oh god, what am I getting into?
If you've ever wondered why the population's going down, blame it on the plunder from the likes of the killer clowns.
This is like so good, dude. Like I watched a little bit of behind the scenes stuff, like the making of, and it's just like I just keep enjoying this movie more and more. It's just, oh my god, yeah.
It's still of its time too. Like, this is one of those movies that, like, it works in the context of being in the 80s. I don't know even how you'd make this today.
You can't.
It's like a Sharknado, but kind of. I don't think people would be in on the joke like they were back then,
dude. And the shitty special effects make it. I mean, you can't. I mean, like, the clowns just are like dumpy and goofy looking, and just the. I mean, like the tent, like flying, and the clown riding next to the car. Like, I mean, that's part of the appeal of it, is that the shittiness and the dumpiness of it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's you just can't. I mean, put it this way: whenever I have to watch a movie for the show, and it's something that Steph, my wife, I know that she doesn't like, I'll be like, hey, I got to go downstairs. I got to watch this movie. Or are you going to bed soon? Like, are you falling asleep soon so I can put this on because you'll sleep through it. You won't care. And, because I know she won't like it. So I told her on Monday night, I was like, well, I got to watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space for the show. She goes, okay. So apparently when we watched it before, she liked it enough to be okay with watching it again. And I was like, this does not seem like a movie. You know, AJ, you know her like better than anybody. Like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
does not seem like a movie Steph would be like, oh yeah, let's watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
This seems like the sort of thing where she would watch like the first few minutes, roll her eyes, and then say, I'm going to bed.
Exactly. That's the exact reaction. Yes. See, and Kale and Chastity are positing what would happen. This is in the chat. If someone got one of the little pieces of popcorn in their mouths. So yeah, Kale says, Christ, AJ, we're thinking about it and it's your fault.
I didn't raise the question of what if they got it in their mouth.
That is true. But anyway, so we got the soundtrack, and then the cheese starts right off the rip with the ice cream truck, which is just hilarious because they're like,
and also the absolute country bumpkin out of nowhere. Like
I was gonna get to him in a minute. I was gonna get to him in a minute. Yeah, well, another great line. When he's like, they're throwing garbage at the ice cream guys, like, get out of here. He's like, oh, you want some ice cream? Well, you're not getting any. And some guy in the back goes, we were getting some before you got here.
Right.
It's just like, it sets the tone, man. Like, you're like, oh God, it's one of those. And then, we get to the country bumpkin who,
out of nowhere, like, where is this set? Where is this supposed to be set? I always get the feeling it's like Pacific Northwest somewhere.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Yeah.
Like, where's this hillbilly from? Like, out of nowhere. Like, nobody else talks like that at all. But he's just out there with his old bloodhound, and what in tarnation? He actually says tarnation.
Like, he also says,
God.
Yeah. The dog's name is Pooh, like Winnie the Pooh.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, for some reason, he says, that's Haley's Comet. And he's got brochures of Haley's Comet laying around. And he says, I'll be hornswoggled. There'll be thousands of people coming. We'll be hornswoggled. Like, what the hell?
It's unbelievable. Like, I can't tell. Is this like, I'm hoping that this is all intentional. Like, it's so bad it was on purpose. Because if someone was actually trying to write like, oh, we just need a sweet old man who's a little clueless to go get taken first, this is what I think that person would act like. Like, please tell me it wasn't that. I want to believe that these people are like, okay, what's the shittiest character we can write? What's the most stilted archetype we can come up with? Oh, yeah. Red flannel? Yes. Overalls? Yes.
Yep. It's totally... I read that like this movie pays homage to a bunch of their favorite kind of horror movies and tropes and all that kind of stuff. And, honestly, what it kind of reminded me of was Creepshow, the first Creepshow movie where Stephen King is, when the meteor hits and then he gets all covered in moss and eventually turns into just a big pile of moss with Stephen King glasses on him. Like, kind of reminded me of that. But yeah, I mean, it's, the kids on the top of the hill are cheesing up with the ice cream truck and everything. But if you weren't sure what you're getting into, the old hillbilly definitely sets you straight, So, it's just, I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, okay, we're going to do this. It's that kind of movie. Cool. Yeah, Shane Hardy talking about the theme song, like dude, that theme song is like so good. It's so good, man. Oh
yeah, dude, I was I'll post these on Patreon. I take notes while I'm watching stuff just so I can remember what the hell I've seen. And the first thing I put, to Shane's point, first note, theme song is amazing.
Yep.
because it is. Second note, though, Dean Wormer as a cop. Perfect.
Yes. I'm glad. Okay. Thank you. Yes.
You get that. This very firmly is planted in early 80s, just based on the actors that they chose. You can tell exactly who was popular and being cast in between the 1980 to 82 window.
Well, and it was, dude, I mean, the dialogue is cheesy. And I mean, it's just everything is just done so heavy-handedly that it's, I mean, you've got the three main characters are Debbie and Mike, and then the cop Dave, you know, and you know they send Debbie home to, oh, you know, people are dying, so you need to be, you know, at home where you're safe and shit. So they go out to the woods, and Mike is trying to show Dave where the clown tent is, and they're, all right, well, show me, you know. And he's like, you said people were dying. Where are the bodies? It's like, oh, we've got the overacting. All right, there we go.
Oh, the overacting
and then
is so overacted in this, isn't it?
And then he's arresting him like, you know, like he's just some major criminal. You know,
I love that. I love that. Like, basically, anytime you talk to a cop, if you don't give them something of value, they're like, you're under arrest. Yeah. I don't even know why, but I mean, there's a line that Mooney has, Officer Wormer, has later where he actually says, like, I'm supposed to read you your rights, but you're in Mooney's world. You don't have any rights.
Yeah, you're in Mooney's jail now. You don't have any rights.
I was like, oh my God.
It's so great, dude. It is so great. Yeah, I mean, and every time he like he is like the stereotypical I hate kids cop, you know. Like, I know you little fart. You know,
yeah, I know.
Bastards. It's just calling
like
people
slapping
names
around out of nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not forget the very first scene that we're introduced to him. There's the dude walking out of the store. He's got two big old paper bags full of beer, and then he's got an open coldie that he's like sipping like this too. Right? And the cans are just white, and they just say beer. Like,
yes. This episode's gonna make me love this movie even more than I already do. Oh my God! I purchased it, by the way. It's on Prime for free, and it was like, like, it said, I think you could rent it for like $3.99 or purchase for $6.99. I was like, adding to the collection. Like, I know I'll get more mileage out of this.
Wait, you said it's free on Prime, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was confused. I thought because it was free, I watched it free on Prime, and I thought maybe that was because you had bought it and I, have your login.
No, it's free on Prime. Totally I just went to purchase options so that I could, because dude, I'll watch it so many more times, and this is definitely not one they're going to keep on Prime in perpetuity, probably. So, because in fact, I know they haven't, because when I first watched it all the way through, I wanted to see it again, and it wasn't free anymore. And so I was like, well, I'm not going to buy it. Well, that opinion has changed. So, yeah. Chastity Crawley says, you keep talking about ice cream, even though it's just as a way to increase the cheesiness of the movie. Now I want ice cream, punk, trying to eat 1% healthy. Shane Hardy, from the Jack Black School of Acting, if you're going to act, overact.
True.
In relation to the beer, he says, that's government beer. That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
The other thing I noticed is, it's, again, totally of its time. The ADR is just on full display. Like, awful dialogue matching, and I don't care. Yep. It's just glorious.
And there's like reverb on part of it. Did you notice that?
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure if that was just like mine screwing up or something. Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't know what happened there. Like, did they go stereo, but it was like offset for a second or something? But the sound quality is so up and down with these lines and stuff. I'm like, oh my God. Like, the scene in the pharmacy really stands out to me. Like, I couldn't tell, like, is the clown speaking, but his mouth isn't moving? Or is that like supposed to be the pharmacist off camera talking? Or I couldn't even tell. And I didn't care. It just made it more charming to me.
Yeah, by the way, speaking of the pharmacy scene, this will be great for our audio viewers, but I would like to do my rendition of the druggist in the pharmacy. And he does a little something like this. Like, every single time they go to him, that's the only thing he does. That is the only thing he does until he finally calls the cops like 15 minutes later.
Yeah, just long enough to scream in his death throes. Yes.
His death throes. I don't think we could use terminology that intelligently on this episode relating to this movie.
That's true.
So, but yeah, every single time they show him, he's going like, it was just like, oh my God. I mean, the acting was like, if it wasn't overacted, it was so underacted. It was so I mean, at the end with like the cops that pull up when the spaceship is taken off, and you've got that one female cop, and she's just literally like,
dude, I should have grabbed a screen grab of that. You talk about the most androgynous cop ever. Like, was that just Weird Al Yankovic missing his mustache or something?
kind of was. It's time for androgyny. Here comes Pat.
I was gonna say it's Officer Pat. It
totally is. Kale McLeish says, if Joe is here, please insert fishhook on that last reaction of John's. Yeah, Kale, I'm not kidding. If you watch this movie, dude, I am not kidding. You will see exactly what I am talking about. When the druggist first appears on screen and he makes a face, you will see it like 17 more times. It is hysterical.
The one thing I am surprised that you actually gave this movie a pass on, you mentioned the dog. Dog's gone, man. Dog's dead. They killed the dog.
Don't know that. We don't know that.
It should have come out of the clown car at the end. That would have been peak right there.
By the way, it's not it. It's Pooh. It's the old man's Pooh Bear. So, look, I was not happy about it, but I had to give it a pass. It was a little cheesy. I don't know why they picked on poor Pooh Bear. He was a very cute, like bloodhound type dog.
He was a good boy.
He was a good boy. He had a cute bandana.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean,
I would put circus tent in Revenge too. Did you notice that? Like the dude punched the tent. What the hell is that gonna do?
I'll tear this thing down with my bare hands.
He says right after having punched the tent and realized it's hard as a fucking rock.
Yeah, right. I ain't never seen one of these like this before. What is that? I love the circus. Where's the ticket booth?
Yeah.
It's so great.
Stupid. And yet there's weird moments where you could tell they were really trying in this movie. Like when they first get into the circus tent / spaceship, there is a scene when they go through the rotating door. That is as good of a matte painting set extension as like the Death Star with Obi-Wan.
Oh, yeah.
You actually interact with him. I'm like, that is too good a shot for this movie. Also, too close to Star Wars. Like, I looked at that, and my first thought was like, if the Death Star looked like this on the inside, would Star Wars still be considered a classic? Because it seemed like they were trying to invoke that, like that 1-to-1 with the shot and everything. I was like,
Well, I mean, think about it. Wouldn't you? If you were making a movie like this, wouldn't you try and infuse it with some bit of quality by just like directly ripping off movies that everybody loves?
It's true.
I mean, it's really the only way to go.
Giant chasm in a giant spaceship. I was like, it's either Obi-Wan with the tractor beam or it's Luke and Leia trying to cross.
It really is, man. Like, yeah, that whole thing with, I mean, the ship like being a giant circus tent, and then there's all this goofy shit in there, and I mean, the doors were hysterical where they just stand and something circles around them, and then, I mean, the amount of like reused sets that they had to have on this was just awesome. And at the end, when they go into the spaceship again, but it's like totally different, and you can tell it's just a big black soundstage, but they put some goofy looking carny shit in front of them. I mean, like
we can laugh at that in this, but to me, that just reminded me of Star Trek V. They end up in the final battle, and it's very clearly an all-black soundstage. It's like,
well, but I mean, that's like the whole existence of God thing, and Star Trek is supposed to be taken seriously. This is clearly for fun. So, I mean, if you're going to pick it apart for that kind of stuff, like what are you doing? I mean,
no, I'm not picking this movie apart. I'm picking Star Trek V apart.
No, I agree. I agree. No, I know what you're saying.
Like Killer Klowns. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally understand what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, you know, you rip off. Of course, we're going to rip apart Star Trek V. I mean, they're trying to do something serious. This, no. So if you are one of those people that tries to destroy this movie, it's just like, well, you're just turn it off. You're the wrong audience to begin with. So. But yeah,
by the way, are we inconsistent? You know, we don't like the Pooh Bear, got it, but so did the balloon dog. Does the balloon dog count?
No, the balloon dog is just balloons that came to life.
Okay, but balloon dog was a good boy. Balloon Dog did his job.
Yeah, but he was evil.
Oh, we know dogs aren't evil.
But balloons are. They
So that was amazing. Speaking of how to get the movie off to a good start, like, yeah,
Yes.
how are clowns going to chase someone down? They're going to make a balloon animal dog, and that's a bloodhound, basically, and
Yes.
just send this balloon animal dog after the. I loved it.
see now
And it was so obviously like on a stick, but the clown is having to act like he's being tugged by the leash, you know?
right. Well, see, I mean, I think that's one of the best parts about this movie is that as goofy as it is, like the ideas are actually pretty like interesting, and it's reasonably well thought out for what it is. You know what I mean? Like, how is a clown going to kill people? You just can't have them be murderers with knives and guns and shit. So they're like, ooh,
Right.
cotton candy. It could make a, they looked at how you get cotton candy at the circus, and she's a big ball of cotton candy. Like, ooh, what if they encased him in cotton candy? Throwing pies at people. What if the pies were acidic and just dissolved all human flesh? Like, things like that. I mean, and how do you kill them? Oh well, if you shoot him in the nose, like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's really kind of interesting because they lean into the clown thing so heavily. It's never really serious, and I think that kind of makes it, because it's
Yeah. It's
Kale
self-aware.
said- yes, it's perfectly phrased. Yeah, Kale says, I mean, they make sense so far. Yeah, I mean, Kale, the way that you kill him is you shoot him in the nose, and if you pop their big red nose, that's like I think the guys who made the movie even said it's kind of like the whole zombie shoot him in the head thing. Ours are clowns, so what do you always think of when you think of a clown? You think of a big red nose, so shoot him in the big red nose. So all right, so you have something you want to bring up on screen here.
So this is great for our audio viewers. I just wanted to show. So when I make these notes, I type them in real time as I'm watching the movie. So I had this one here. Theory: the clowns are real, and the circus has been impersonating them this whole time. And doesn't that actually get said in the movie later? It actually does get said, like, hey, maybe the clowns are aliens, and they always have been.
Well, and that's what they said, is that it's like what if the killer clowns are like the original thing, and what we know to be clowns are just like ripoffs of those,
right?
So it's like, yeah, okay, there we go. I mean, like,
and that's one of those things where you're like, you didn't have to think about it that much.
Right. You hate to say that something's intelligent in a movie like this, but it is kind of well done. I mean, like you said, it's very self-aware, which I think is perfect. I mean,
one of our favorite types of movies, I think you and I, are the ones that are so dumb that they're clever, like Airplane, like The New Naked Gun. And this, I think this falls into that category where you could tell, like, they knew they were making something stupid and they were doing it on purpose.
Yes. This is a movie that, like, you and I would try to write, or if we were actors, you and I would totally act in. I'd be like, sign me up for this. Sign me up for this all day long. I would love to be a part of this. It would be so much fun, dude. So much fun. Oh, and by the way, another thing I noticed that was hilarious when they're in like the cotton candy room for the first time. Like, Debbie and Mike are hiding, behind the cocoons of cotton candy, and that, the one clown is in there. He just hung up another cocoon, and he's messing with the popcorn machine. There's all those goofy levers. He's like barely touching them. They're moving like an inch, but he's supposed to be working all the levers, but they go about that far. Like, oh my God. It's like, seriously. It is. Oh, and then when they're in the hallway, did you notice how unbelievably slow the humans are running? It
Both
was like
of them, them and the clowns, both. Yeah.
Oh,
like,
I mean, the clowns,
like 4 feet because they film you here. Okay, run.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it kind of looked like they were pumping their arms at normal speed, but their lower body was like in slow motion. And at least with the clowns, you know they've got the giant goddamn shoes.
Mhm.
But humans are like, what are you doing? Like, you're never getting out of there. Like, this is going to be like the longest chase ever. Yeah,
I give him credit though.
She said it's like when you try to run in a dream. Exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it was like.
This is a real problem though. One of the podcasts that I listen to is, like especially during COVID, a lot of actors being out of work, they would go and rewatch their own stuff, like especially if it was a TV series, and they did launch a show about it, do a podcast. So one of them was like Star Trek Voyager. So two of the main cast did a whole rewatch from episode 1 through season 7, and they always talked about like the hallway walk and talk, because they only had like a certain length of corridor, and no matter how much dialogue they had to cram in, they had to adjust their walking speed to get it all in before they ran out of set. And it's exactly that, where like, we might have like 2 or 3 paragraphs, like 20 seconds of dialogue. We've only got like 10 seconds of walking to do. So what do? Right. You walk at half speed and you try to make it look like it's totally normal. And it's like, no one walks that slow, dude. Or vice versa. It's hilarious. Yeah, like you got like 3 things to say, but you got to like cover 3 hallways worth of distance while you're saying it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So and can we get to the voices of the clowns, the quote unquote voices?
Oh yes,
just like the dumbest, most computerized, alien-y, weird Casio sounding. Oh, I mean, dude, when the lone, like the supposed like hot chick of the movie opens the door in the negligee, and he's standing there, it's like pizza. Oh, pizza.
Were you the one? Were you also like me thinking of the Saturday Night Live skit with the land shark?
No, I'm just a dolphin, ma'am.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, come on in. Like, yes. I mean, it's like
outstanding,
dude. One thing after another hits you, and you're like, oh god. You're either like laughing, or you're just rolling your eyes, or just it's like just one hit after another just keeps coming at you. I mean, that's the one thing. This movie never slows down. There is never a time when it like gets serious for a minute. Like, it's never like the vibe changes and they go like 20 minutes without showing you a clown. Like, no, it just digs in its heels, and it's like, yeah, you're in this for an hour and 25 minutes, man. Like, deal with it.
I love that runtime too, right? Like we were talking about that. We like a tight 90 minutes, get in, get out.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be this like 2.5 hour epic.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I mean, like we talked about the new Naked Gun. I mean, it's what, an hour and 27 minutes or something. Like when was the last time you saw a movie, now in this day and age, I hate to use that phrase, but I can't think of anything else at the moment, where everything's got to be 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when was the last time you went to the theater and saw a movie that was less than an hour and a half? I mean, it's like, yeah, they trim all the fat off, just get to the good parts, roll credits. I mean, it's so great. So
I don't even know if this kind of movie would be a hit these days or not, though.
Oh no. I mean, how many 17-year-olds do you see out there that are like, man, I love Killer Clowns from Outer Space? I mean, the majority of people, I mean, they don't even, a lot of people don't care for a lot of this 80s stuff because it looks so shitty that, it's, I mean, for us, it's nostalgic and we grew up with it. So it's like, we remember when these movies were actually like cool and well done. Now it's, because we've seen everything that's come after, it's like, it's nostalgia. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's one of the reasons why Star Wars is so iconic, because, I mean, it still holds up. The special effects are so good that even when you watch like the original trilogy now, like it doesn't look campy. Like that stuff looks legitimate the way that George Lucas did it. Whereas, a lot of other stuff from that time, even stuff like Terminator had good special effects for the time. But dude, when the Terminator's cutting his eyeball out in the sink, I mean, that is like, you get a shot of Arnold Schwarzenegger, then you get this shaky rubber puppet looking thing cutting his eye.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I mean,
I don't know though. Like, were we really like wowed by the effects back then? Was our disbelief suspended, or did we just not care?
Well, it wasn't that. It was, I mean, dude, it was, I mean, remember, this is the 80s. And as much as, people want to glorify the 80s, it really was awesome. And we hadn't seen stuff like this. I mean, did we know it looked kind of shitty? Yeah. But what else did we have to compare it to? I mean, you know what I mean? There just wasn't a lot. So while it looked terrible, it didn't look that terrible back then. It was more funny. Now you look at it and go, this looks awful, but it's kind of, that's the charm of the movie.
I will say there were some big swings in this. I'll give them credit for that. Like I said, they had the big mat extension that to me was a very deliberate callback to a scene from inside the Death Star with Star Wars. And then the other one was when the clown ran the car off the road.
Yes.
And he didn't even have a car. He was just hovering. And they did their best to like composite stuff in, and they had like an exterior shot where they had to like superimpose the clown on the road because they clearly just filmed a car driving on a road, and then they had to put the clown next to him.
Yeah. You know how they did that?
They
by
didn't
the way?
have to try this hard with the effects, but they did.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, like you said earlier, it's like, it's very self-aware, but it's also they put effort into it. It actually, like, there's some intelligence to what's being done here. I mean, that whole scene you're just talking about where the clown runs the guy off the road, that's a guy sitting, they attached a mechanism to the side of the car. So you've got the clown actor sitting in this thing with, the headlights on his shoes. And, and if you notice in the actual scene, how the clown keeps coming, like moving forwards and backwards, like the car's speeding up and slowing down with them and stuff like that. Well, they had a lever in the clown guy's costume in the arm. So he was actually moving it backwards and forwards himself. So that was actually on like a, some kind of hydraulic, like the
holy
guy's
crap.
seat. Yeah. I mean, things like that.
It is way too much effort for this kind of a movie. I love that they did it
for one damn scene. And dude, and I'm sorry. I love this stuff. You mentioned the ADR being just like, oh my God, that scene itself where like you get the clown next to the car and like it looks cool, but then when it zooms out to them, like a far shot of them, and the clown just looks so bad and dumb following the car on the winding road. Like, but again, that's what makes it. I mean, it's so entertaining.
When the car goes off the bridge.
Yeah. Oh,
and it's
dude. And it just barely
like careening off at like 45 miles an hour. No, it's like,
yes,
what, 5?
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because that is in my notes. The car crashes are hilarious. Yeah.
And the trope, of course, that every car that goes upside down is going to explode.
Yes. You got to do that. It goes over it goes through the fence and just like kind of almost like takes a few seconds.
It almost like teeters for a second because it's going so slow that it doesn't actually clear the bridge,
Exactly. In the behind the scenes thing I watched, they said that it looked like hell. They said it was so slow, it looked terrible, but it ended up in the movie anyway because they had like 32 or 36 days to shoot it. They couldn't reshoot almost anything, so they're like, that's what we got. It looks like shit, but it's going in. And dude, all the other car crashes, like, well, not all.
I'm almost amazed that they didn't just speed up the footage.
Yes, I thought about that. Like, isn't that a thing, like reversing film and like putting it forward and that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Like I thought
that was. So you'd have a shorter shot overall, but at least it would kind of be going fast.
Right. Yeah. And dude, like the cop car hitting a couple things. Like when he runs into
you could tell they only had one car and they could not fuck it up.
Oh, and it hits the car like a mile an hour, but then it shows inside the cab of the car and the guy's like, oh, like he just got exactly just like a whiplash event. It's like, yeah, okay, that's not what it looked like at all, but I mean, it was, again, like things that just, I mean, and the clown deaths are just fantastic. Like they were mentioning the biker scene.
Those are OG Star Trek levels of special effects, right? Like,
yes.
Actually, the effects, it reminded me of the original Transporter.
Yes. No, like that biker scene, dude, where it's like that guy that
How many
comes
times
out like,
has chat mentioned that, by the way?
yes. What are you gonna do? Knock my block off? And it's like what they and again, cheesy little things you notice when you watch it over and over again. It says when the big muscular biker comes over, is like, "Can I ride your bike?" And the clown's like shaking his head no.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, "Well, can I ring the bell?" He's shaking his head yes. And then he just takes the bike and mangles it and messes it up. And the biker guy goes, "Oh no, I broke your bike." On the screen, and you hear like the like the clown voice making but on the screen it says clown crying. Like seriously says that. And then he's like,
well, and the sound effects too. You can tell that's like a little tykes. It's a plastic whatever that the guy's just demolishing, but it's got like crushing and metal mangling sounds.
Yep.
Like it's a monster truck going over a school bus or something. Like, yeah, okay.
It was like aluminum trays that they were like bending, crackling as close to the microphone as they could. Like, yeah, and then of course the clown jumps out of frame and then drops back in with the boxing gloves, and you hear bing 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 like
yeah.
What are you gonna do? Knock my block off? And all you see is barely a swing, and then people screaming. A quick shot of the guy with no head, and then the head flopping into the garbage can. Like it's so
Dude,
awesome.
I love the body effect though. Wasn't that great though? It like stands there for a second and then like just crumbles.
Yep.
And clearly on a string, and someone just went, "Okay, let go."
I mean that one was awesome. Like the shadow puppets, like that, like the one shadow puppet is Washington crossing the Delaware, and they have the patriotic music playing and everything. It's like, oh my god! I mean, it's just, and what was the security cop at the amusement park at the end when they go to get back into their ship, and he's like, "What are you gonna do with them pies, boys?" It's so good. Kale, I know we're trying to sell you on this. Hopefully we are. This movie is like so unbelievably awesome.
Sometimes when we get acting that's this bad, I wonder if we're just being mean about it, because I'm guessing if you come in for a bit part like that, you have no idea what the context is. You just get like one line that you've got to read. You're like, all right, whatever. You have no idea what's going to happen before or after, or what the premise or the style of the movie is. You just basically got paid $50 to come in and show up on camera for 10 seconds and then get buried in pies.
Exactly. Like speaking of deaths, yeah, they bury the rent-a-cop in pies, and of course it eats all of his flesh off, and of course the clown's got to put a freaking cherry on top like he's a sundae. And then when everyone shows up to get into the ship to rescue Deb, he's like, "Oh, what is that?" That's like, it's a bunch of pies. Like, or that's not pie. And you look down, of course, there's a skeletal, a skeleton arm sticking out of it. It's just like, are you serious, man? Like, it's just one hit after the other. Yeah. So
I'm glad they did follow up with that though, because again, it's one of those things like the popcorn gun, whose function I will not reference again. Like the guy starts getting pelted with pies, and you're like, all right, I know this is a B movie, but no one like collapses unconscious or dead from having pies thrown at them.
Yeah.
I mean, unless he's diabetic or, celiac or something. I don't know. But
right.
But yeah, like, so in the moment, it's like, okay, it's a goofy movie. We're just going to believe that pies can kill somebody. And then they follow it up with, oh, it's like acidic pie. Okay, now I get it.
Yeah.
But I actually appreciated that little bit of follow through on there to explain what the hell that meant.
Wait, did you say acidic or yesidic? It's Hebrew pie? Like, sorry, couldn't resist.
Oh, it's kosher. It's kosher, yes.
Okay, there you go. If you're going to talk about the splooge gun, I'm going to talk about yesidic. So there we go.
Bad joke. So I can't talk about splooge, but you can make jokes about the Jewish faith. Okay.
I mean, I just thought it sounded like that's what you said. I'm just saying. the jokes they are flying on the Nerf Herder Council tonight. Oh my God. Yeah. By the way, yeah, the cop Mooney, like going back to that, I know we started getting on him and then
Oh God, yes. Please do go back to him.
Yeah, it's such a great character, dude.
He had his Peter Griffin moment. You caught that, of course, right?
Yes, of course. Yeah. Dude, the Jack Daniels in the drawer, of course, like the cop cliche. How
checked out was he? By the way, don't you love that he just went straight to? I'm not answering any phone calls anymore. Screw the police department. The police department is shut for the night. It's all a prank. I'm not answering the phone at all.
Everyone's lying. I'm not answering the phone at all. Like, screw this. Yeah. And like you said, it's Dean Wormer in a cop's uniform. I mean, and I would bet they probably went to him and said, yeah, we want you for this role. Just be Dean Wormer, but as a cop.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can do that.
Typecasting. What's that?
Exactly. Dude, he made a great end with like the little, like the noisemaker, that little thing turning into a hand and like choking him out. Like that was awesome. I mean, do
you think part of the charm of this is that like some of these deaths are like they're actually done badly? Like there's no wind up. You want to like kill him with a noisemaker. You'd expect there'd be a little bit more than just like I'm gonna pull this thing out and it's choking me. Like there'd be a moment of pause, like to give the audience a chance to be like, oh, I know what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
No, they just did it badly.
I think because it was drawn out a little bit with that one, because the clown was actually comes into the police station when he doesn't believe there's any clowns around, and he does like the water, the squirting flower, the water out of the flower, and so he's already pissed off. So they kind of dragged it out a minute because you're like, ooh, how's he gonna die? It
was a bunch of fake outs. Yeah.
So that was like the
done like, the flower is acid, or he removed his hands. I love that gag too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I kind of thought
got no hands. Something. They had like 4 chances to kill the guy before they actually killed him.
Yeah. And what was I gonna say?
Oh, and of course you got to have the stinger though, of course, because it's an '80s movie. So you just watched a dude get choked out by a party favor of a clown, and what do you say if you're trapped in a jail cell with him? What are you in for?
Like, it's so cheesy, man. And of course, when the other cop, main character Dave, comes, he sees red clown footprints on the floor, but they're not blood. They're very clearly paper.
Yes.
Like what is this?
But I think they were supposed to be paper. I don't think they were supposed to be blood, and they were just bad effects. I think that was.
I would agree.
Purposely bad on the clown's part, not on the crew's part.
I would completely agree. It's just, oh my God, was that cheesy? That's so good. Because it literally looked like you're in like your kid's kindergarten class, and they're like, we made big shoe prints today out of construction paper. I mean, again, things that add to the camp of it. It's like, holy shit, man. Oh my God.
Yeah. And then, okay, so now we're heading towards the end of the movie. Yep. So like I said, we get to the whole thing of like, oh, Debbie's got to stay at home so the men can go deal with this. The line that I got here, because the whole Officer Dave thing was like weird right from the beginning. Because I guess she's the pure guy, but he's the good looking one, of course.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Like he's not the same actor, but he might as well be the guy from Better Off Dead. He might as well be the captain of the ski team. Like he is that like peak 80s, and his name is Dave. Come on now. And then so they're in the cop car, and he's driving them back, and Mike's in the back seat, Debbie's in the front seat. It comes out that Dave and Debbie used to date, and Mike's just rolling with it. I'm like, oh my God, really? Are we? Dude, you're basically a cuck at this point. Oh my God. And then now that Debbie's safe at home, they're in the cop car together to go confront the aliens. And
right.
I actually wrote down Officer Dave's line here. It's obvious she goes for laughs, not stability.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you. Just fuck you.
Up your butt, Dave. Just drive the car.
Right, exactly. Just unbelievable stuff. And then we're into the final confrontation where one, apparently sound does not travel more than 5 feet. Neither does eyesight. It's like stealth in Metal Gear.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Clown walks into room, and because you're 20 feet away, you have 10 seconds to hide behind the nearest thing you can find. Because there's no way they're going to hear or see you. Okay.
Exactly. And like we said, the ship all of a sudden gets like shitty. They're like walking into a giant dinosaur mouth.
Yeah.
And of course the clowns just walk through there. Dude, that hallway, what looked like a hallway, they're standing in front of all these like disparate, it looks like cutout things, but it did look like a hallway. Like, oh, we got to go this way. They run into it, and all of a sudden, each layer is different. They're just bouncing back and forth, going hee 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 hee.
Yeah.
What is this low budget shit? I mean,
that
oh
was
my god.
amazing.
And then you know, they end up in the main room, and they're like, "What are we gonna do? We better climb this like statue thing." And of course, you're surrounded by like 40 killer clowns.
I was actually amazed they had that many clowns for that. That was, I think their whole budget went right there to costumes.
Exactly. Yeah, dude. I read that they only made 4 different head shapes for those clown costumes. So they said one is like a triangle. Was it? Yeah, they just yes. But I guess if you look, like they're different. There's only 4 different shapes, so they could recreate them and just paint them different with different hair. I was like, okay,
mix and match.
But yeah, so they get up there,
it's like the Wookiee army from episode 3.
Yeah.
No, seriously, they did the whole digital.
I know what you mean.
I copied and pasted with different props. Like, okay, your bandolier goes on that guy, and blah 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 blah. So,
well, look, you know I'm the behind the scenes guy, so you know you're speaking my language with that. So, like, but yeah, and of course
audience,
you're like,
dude, I'm talking to the audience. We got to be Star Wars at least a little bit.
Well, that's true. That is true. Well, I was thinking about that, by the way, a quick sidebar. I was like, is there a Star Wars horror movie that we could do? And then I thought, oh God, please never let that happen. Please never, ever let that happen. Supposedly something about that is in the works. And I'm like, please don't be. Please don't be. Because
the closest thing that Star Wars has done to horror was a couple episodes of the Clone Wars when they revisited Geonosis. And they made it like zombie Geonosians. Or what was the other thing? There was a second attempt at semi horror in Star Wars. It was more recent too. I forget, but we'll come back to that.
Yeah, no.
But no, horror in Star Wars, no thank you.
Yeah, don't want that at all. But yeah, so they're up on top of this thing, and there's like 40 clowns, and of course they don't get shot by the cotton candy gun. Of course,
right.
Then we bring in. We're
getting offed all movie long, but all of a sudden, plot armor is the one thing that those cotton candy guns cannot shoot through.
Yeah, and the ice cream truck can burst through the wall of the spaceship, which is, did you notice, made of cinder block? So that was, it was like, that's another thing I know.
We thought hydrogen was the most abundant element in the universe. Turns out cinder block is.
Cinder block, yeah. Cinder block's the one. Cinder block's the one. But yeah, so then of course we introduce the main bad guy, the final boss. And do you know what that character is called? Did you look this up? Clownzilla.
Please tell me it's Alpha Clown. Oh, Clownzilla, damn it.
Clownzilla, yes. So, and I love that Clownzilla can be killed the exact same way.
Wait, we skipped over one crucial point, though.
Okay.
The girl clowns.
Oh, yes, I have that in here.
The amazing...
Are you Debbie's roommates and then the inflatable boobs that pop out?
Right, yeah. Yeah, I love that these dopey sidekicks through the whole movie who have the stupid ice cream truck end up in a ball pit that they can't get out of, and who's watching them? Girl clowns.
Yep. And then, of course, when they show up later to save the day, they're covered in giant clown kiss marks all over their faces. So the girl clowns don't kill. Apparently, they just try and hook up with humans. So
well, it's like the girl gremlin in Gremlins 2.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Chastity Crawley says, now I want a Star Wars Halloween. All the kids trick-or-treating. Oh, please no. We've given Lucasfilm a lot of great ideas on this show over the years, Chas. Let's not do the Star Wars horror, please.
Yeah, that's not one of them.
Yeah, no. Let's not. They might lean on that, but yeah, the girl clowns were fabulous. And like, are you Debbie's roommates? It's just like so stupid.
And the classic 80s fat shaming. We forgot to mention that too. So I picked up on it immediately. Like the girls
that was
were
at the beginning of the movie, wasn't it?
Well, in the beginning, yes, we noticed that everybody who was in cars making out with their boyfriends were, skinny 80s hot. And then there were the dumpy girls that were with the two in the ice cream truck. So already, like, we know also, it was 40 plus years ago at this point. So you got to cut them a break. We're viewing it through a modern lens. But
yes,
so I already thought that. And then what did they say at the end when they're like running out and talking about the girls? Oh, it doesn't matter. They ate too much ice cream anyway.
Yeah.
Of course. Right. They had to make a fat joke about the fat girls that they tried to and failed to hook up with.
Of course they did. Oh, the 80s. Yeah, that was awesome. Acceptable. That was awesome. But yeah, speaking of big things, Clownzilla. And
Clownzilla was amazing with all the classic Godzilla effects of we're going to have a miniature and a guy in a suit that's this big. So like the ice cream truck, it starts with truck and then it becomes Matchbox car with guy in a clown suit running up to it.
Well, how about like the mannequin wires? How about the mannequin wires on freaking Clownzilla? But they weren't hidden at all.
Yeah.
Like that was amazing. Like what in the hell is this thing? And again,
okay, those are so bad. I have to ask, do you think that was deliberate? Like it looked like he was being lowered into the room on ropes. I think that was the idea. I don't think it was supposed to be like, you're not supposed to see those cables.
I haven't been able to tell. I mean, that's a good question. I have not been able to tell.
It's in this weird, like uncanny valley of bad effects where you're not sure if it was intentionally bad.
And maybe they left it in because of that. They're like, oh, no one's going to know. They won't know if we just
right.
left in the wires or they're supposed to be there. Like, yeah, I don't know. I keep wondering that. And it's one of those things when I watch it again, I'm going to look at and go, okay, is it supposed to be on wires? Like, what is going on here? Like,
I think that's something we take for granted. Like nowadays we have 4K displays and it's all digital. We can scrub back and forth frame by frame. We're looking at stuff that was made back when home video wasn't even really a thing yet. It was like just coming out with VCRs.
Yeah.
So it was like you go to see it in the movies, you see it once, and then it's forgotten until it hits reruns on TV, which again sucked. You couldn't rewind it.
Yeah.
Your picture quality was trash. So I think a lot of the stuff that we make fun of now was kind of acceptable at the time. Even the audio.
Oh.
I mean, Star Wars famously had to ship with mono and mind-blowing stereo audio. Like 2 channels of audio, 2 whole channels.
Right.
Most of this stuff probably just got away with it in the movie theaters because the picture quality was terrible, the audio quality was terrible, and no one was going to see it anyway.
I think you're 100% right on that. I mean, why do you think George Lucas went back and cleaned everything up in the original trilogy? Because he's like, well, we got letterboxes here, and we've got, you might see this here. Like, so he wanted it pristine. So, I mean,
he followed the Apple formula. He created the problem and then sold them the solution. I invented THX. Now you have to remaster everything.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, we'll do that for you too.
So yeah, the Clownzilla thing was hilarious to me because Dave knows the secret to killing the clowns is blowing up their nose, and so he had used up all of his shotgun shells, so he has no shotgun, so he's got his pistol, and in order to let Mike and Debbie get away after the Terenzi brothers were blown up in their, unfortunately blown up in their ice cream truck by Clownzilla. Tragic loss. He pulls out his pistol and Terenzi brothers, never forget. But yeah, so he's got this gun and he just starts shooting randomly to get his attention away from the other two so they can escape. Like, he never takes a shot at the nose.
Yes, thank you. I was going to interrupt you and ask you that question.
That was hilarious. I'm like,
it's like the scene in History of the World where the dude's trying to light a fire in the cave. Someone hands him a torch. And he tries to heat the rock with it rather than just lighting the straw.
Yes, exactly. Yes. By the way, Chastity Crawley says it's like the kid who sold the brownies and toothbrushes. Yeah. Very well played.
Dennis tells you to stay away from sugar and then gives you a sucker for being good at your appointment.
Yes. Uh-huh. Oh my God. But yeah, so yeah. The whole, like, I'm not going to shoot the nose. I'm just going to shoot everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, oh my God, that was so great. Because I mean, as I'm watching it, I'm going, is he going to shoot the nose? Is that how they're going to? Oh no! What? No. But,
yeah.
It was like you're so immersed in it at that point that you're like, this is stupid. Wait, is it stupid or is it part of the, like? Wait a minute, huh? And then you're just like, I'm along for the ride. Screw it. I've already invested an hour and 15 minutes.
So many moments of this were in that realm of like, we know this is stupid. Did they know it was stupid?
Yeah. I wonder if, because I kind of think, to me, that the look of the clowns is kind of what saves it. Because they look so silly that it's like, I mean, picture this, man. Take these clowns out, but put some very realistic looking kind of scary, gory clowns in their place. I don't think it would work worth a damn.
Yeah. I was wondering about that. Like, if it was just people with clown makeup and we were told that they were aliens.
Yes.
Like,
yes. Perfect.
No, wouldn't work. Would not work.
I mean,
yet everybody in the movie looks at these faces and they don't go like, they're not recoiling in horror. Like, oh my God, you're clearly not a human being. They're just like, he's a clown. Of course it's a cartoon. Right. Like, what?
like the little girl, speaking of awesome acting, the little girl in Big Top Burger, where
the slowest creep out ever.
Yes. You could tell she's supposed to turn towards the window, see the clown, and then start smiling. Instead, like, she has barely started turning, she's already smiling. Like, you haven't seen shit out the window. What are you doing? Like, and then it's, the whole peekaboo thing. Like, yeah, like, nobody was scared of these clowns at all. Like, people ran into them on the street and they're like, oh, these are just entertaining clowns. Like, So, yeah, I think, like, every time you get anywhere near thinking, oh man, this is, when you start not suspending disbelief, when you start getting into the, the real, like, oh, the effects might not be that great, or the dialogue, like, there's a shot of a clown, you're like, 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 so I without them, man, without how unbelievably weird and crazy they look, I don't know if this movie works. And that might be the most obvious statement we've ever made on this show, but I mean, it does bear witness. Or bear stating. What a
no, you're absolutely right though, because not only are they cartoony, which does tell you that you're not supposed to take this too seriously because they're literally like live action cartoons or caricatures, but also like a couple of times they have to actually quote emote, like they go from their usual default dumb goofy look to now we're sinister, or at the end when Clownzilla shows up and they have to like gawk, and they go from like to like, it's not the right expression, but you can tell that they're trying, like their whole face like stretches just enough that you're like, I understand you're not making the face you want to, but it's close enough.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm looking at pictures of Clownzilla and those wires, man. Holy crap. Apparently, it's JoJo the Clownzilla. Oh wait,
Oh, he probably
did they
tastes
actually name
delicious.
that? Do we really want to know?
That's a regional joke, by the way. Most people don't know what the hell JoJo's are. So
That's true.
and I feel sorry for them.
I do
JoJo's
too.
are seasoned wedge potatoes.
Big fat wedge potatoes, and they're
Mhm.
they're very crispy on the outside, but like soft and fluffy on the inside, and they're like very salty and just so good on the coating if you get it right. Oh. Anyway, damn it.
It's like John in
Jesse
food form.
You are such an ass, man. Oh my god. So yeah, so getting to the end, yeah. So obviously, Dave, God forbid he shoots him in the nose. Clownzilla,
Right.
he just gets caught. And how does he kill him? He's stuck in Clownzilla's hand as he's holding him up, like about to crush him. And he notices his badge, and he takes his badge off his shirt, uses it as a pointed weapon, and spikes it into Clownzilla's nose. And the nose pops, and Clownzilla blows up, and the spaceship blows up. And unfortunately, the Terenzi brothers and Dave are casualties of the war against the killer clowns from
Mhm.
outer space. Or
Also not clear why the ship's
Are they?
fate was tied to the clown's fate, but killing the clown destroyed the ship somehow.
well,
It was
I mean,
like,
you
it was
gotta
like whatever the main evil guy played by Martin Sheen in Spawn '97. If you want another
Oh.
awful movie that was of its time,
and
at least then they explained like I have a heart monitor, and if my heart stops beating, then the bombs go off. Like this is basically the same thing. It just has no explanation.
I can't believe you didn't like that Spawn movie. That Spawn movie is like so cheesy. It's good.
Oh, I did at the time. But I actually, speaking of movies that I've rewatched since,
I did too.
Wow. We could have a whole subline of shows about movies that we thought were good until we saw it a second time.
Yeah, it's not great. It's still not as bad as I think people say it is, but yeah. But yeah, so Dave, the clown car lands on the ground, and there's Dave. He actually survived in the clown car. And then
Where
we
the
get
cloud car even come from, though? That's the thing. Like the whole ship blows up, but the car gets spit out from the wreck. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
It was a bulletproof clown car. It was an escape pod. That's what it was. It was an escape pod. There we go. Spaceship, escape pod. There we go. I solved it. The killer
I'm
clowns
actually
had-
going to allow that. That is as good as this movie deserves for an explanation. It's-
Right. Exactly. Yeah, and then the Terenzi brothers survived. How'd they survive? Even though we saw the ice cream truck go up in flames and explode. What did they say? They hid in the
freezer.
ice cream freezers.
It
And then
worked for Indiana Jones.
I was just about to say that. You took the words right out of my mouth. Oh, and I'd also like to
However,
mention that
they have
that one-
teleporting powers apparently because they were very much in the front seat of that thing when it got absolutely decimated. Like that thing was on fire, rolling over, and I don't know when they got in the freezer, but damn, are they quick?
they used force speed. They're Jedi.
Like Yoda played dumb at the beginning of Empire Strikes Back. I like it. Yes,
Exactly.
It all connects. It all connects.
Yeah. It makes sense, dude. It tracks. It all tracks.
Killer Clowns is actually in the Star Trek canon.
Or Star Wars.
That too.
Now you sound like my drummer making fun of me for this shit. So Dave just magically survives in a clown car. The Terenzi
I was
brothers
thinking
come out of
teleporting. I
nowhere.
went Star Trek.
That's all good. German?
Yeah, so all the people that you're supposed to give a shit about survived
yes.
for reasons, because reasons.
Well, you know what the reason Dave survived was? Apparently they did test screenings and they killed him off and the crowd didn't like it.
It's
They
too noble.
wanted it-
Yeah.
They wanted a happier ending instead of the dark ending of okay, he died. So they changed it. That's literally what it was.
I get it. I also am amazed that they did test screenings. This does not seem like a movie that they were so worried about the results that they were going to optimize it for audience satisfaction.
Well, I mean, but okay. I mean, like we were talking about earlier, I mean, it's the 80s. People would go to see this movie in the 80s like crazy. I mean, so they want to know, especially on a low budget and whatnot, are they going to make money on this? Are people going to watch it? I mean, that you would have to assume that's the thinking, no?
I mean, yeah, but I'm just amazed that thinking about how long it took to make movies back then compared to now. Like now everything's digital. If someone doesn't like something in a test screening, you can get that cast in there. Like, first of all, you've got the information like the same night, and you can have people back on set the next day to film a new scene and then ship it via the cloud and have it screening, within 24 to 48 hours. Back then, it'd be like, all right, well, we had 2 weeks. We printed it. We sent it out to theaters. Now we've collected paper surveys. We've had eyeballs, in humans looking at them and on pen and paper writing down the results and then mailing them to the studio so we could review them. And then phone calls, or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
test screenings are only done for very important projects, I would imagine back then. This was not that.
Well, they said that audiences, like test audiences, didn't like the ending where Dave died, so they changed it, and Dave survived.
Dave's death would have been in the unfortunate middle ground. Like it could either have been Dave dies, but no one cares, like a deliberate plot hole kind of whatever. That would have worked. Or Dave's got to survive, but the whole like Dave dies, but we're just going to ignore it for no good reason. Yeah, no, doesn't track.
Yeah, right.
And they're right though, because as I was watching it, I had forgotten the details, and when I saw like the ship blows up and no hide nor hair nor of Dave, I'm like, wait, that guy just like nobly sacrificed himself. That's a weirdly like out of tone move for this movie.
Well, but he is.
Then again, they killed the dog, so.
Pooh is alive. We determined this right at the beginning of the show. Stop it. And as for Dave, he was the good cop to Mooney's bad cop. So they had to keep the good cop thing going. I mean,
and he did. He didn't.
Whole movie to you?
No. He did not act with the assumption that he was going to survive. He tried to nobly sacrifice himself. It was pure coincidence that he didn't die. I get that. Like he was doing all of his heroic stuff. If he had actually died, it would have been a bit of a downer. Like I said, it actually hit me before the reveal that he survived. I was like, that's weirdly dark, actually.
I wouldn't have been opposed to it because you know me and my dark endings, how much I love them. So, if you want a dark ending, they could have actually right at the end let the scene play out because what did they say? The very last line of the movie, something like, it's over or something. And someone says, is it? And then all three main characters have like pies dropped on them. What if?
Oh, that's acid pie. I forgot about that.
Yeah. What if they just extended that and they're like, oh no. And you see them just melting away, like just getting eaten alive by the acid pies.
Right. And like not even like wholesale, like the cop, unfortunately, but it's like really drawn out. Like
yes,
excruciatingly drawn out. It's just on their face. It's like
cool.
xenomorph blood.
That's exactly what. See, it ties back to another famous franchise. This thing's just full of Easter eggs, man. Oh my god,
this is high art. Right. We've cracked the code.
we need to force them to make a part 2. We really need to have a part 2. So let's get on them. Apparently they said that like if the fans make it happen, then they would do one. I was
wondering about that. Because you mentioned it for the show topic, but then I was like, I feel like I've heard this name a lot lately, a lot more than an old movie should. So I went looking around, and then I found out that they made a game of it, and then also the director of the movie was talking about potentially making a TV series. Like, so I guess this is one of those things like a Beetlejuice kind of situation where 40 years later they might do some more.
Oh,
I can't say I'm against more killer clowns. in whatever form.
I
But it needs to be this shitty. If they go like high tech with it and make it look good, no thank you. It needs to be like the Sharknado.
and that's my thing. Is like it's got to be like this, because if you make it good, I mean, odd word to use for something like this, but if you make it good, it's just not going to work. I don't see how it could. I really don't.
Chastity is going to bring the whole show down here. Pooh doesn't die. Okay, that's happy, right? But then she says, the director said later that he is the small cotton candy cocoon next to his owner. Well, everybody in the cocoon is dead. So that tells me that Pooh did die.
Chaz,
I don't like this. It's like Amityville Horror. Amityville Horror is the worst horror movie of all time. Why? Because only the dog dies.
Thank you. 1,000,000% agree.
John Wick is the only movie to break the formula of if the dog dies and the human survives, the movie is terrible.
Well, that's because he avenges the dog.
Yes.
So
the best reason ever for the murder spree that John Wick goes on is you killed my dog. Anytime you've got a revenge plot in a movie, the revenge plot should be you either didn't give my dog treats or enough pets, or you surrendered the dog in the first place.
Oh, I like that.
Good enough.
In case anybody doesn't know, AJ and I are huge dog people, if you can't tell. Go figure. All right. Well, on that note, you think we should close up shop now that we're getting as ridiculous as the movie we just reviewed?
Well, the one point that I noted in the watch that was something we glossed over was the PSA in the middle. That no means no. And even alien killer clowns know that. They're still going to kill you, but no means no.
You're not wrong.
Did you notice that? Like, I love, speaking of like dumb deaths, like we're going to do a puppet show of a guy trying to force himself on a lady, and we're going to, kill the puppet guy and then kill you, the audience, for watching it. Like,
right.
Like out of nowhere, they're just like, oh, by the way, in the middle of this movie about alien clowns that are killing everybody, just don't force yourself on anyone.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the death.
See, now I'm picturing that goofy teenage guy that was watching the puppet show, and I can't get his image out of my head.
He was someone famous, right? Like some actor we recognize, but like much older.
No. Dude, you know who he looked like to me? And this reference will mean nothing to you. Dude, he looked like Janie Lane.
Really? You say Janie Lane, huh? Okay.
Well, don't forget I've seen Janie Lane way more times than you have. So, like, yeah. I'm trying to like look up who the hell he is, but all these damn IMDb's, like, they have like what they look like now. So it's not like, well, except for Mr. Myers, because they don't really have many.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like the guy looks like someone that we know from much later in life.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm looking at the wiki now, of course, because of course but the wiki is list of deaths wiki, and Killer Clowns is one of the entries. This is not the Killer Clowns wiki, and list of deaths is a subsection. I love that there's a wiki for everything, by the way.
Oh, no, okay. Christopher Titus.
Oh, that's Chris Titus. Okay, I thought so.
No, it's not him. No, Chris Titus is the guy who's crossing the street with the beer.
Oh, okay.
See,
okay.
I'm trying to find this guy, and like, I can't tell which one is which. There's some guy named Punk Number 1. No, that's the guy in the jail. See, I can't find this guy. And also, a lot of these pictures are like current pictures of them.
By the way, I know it's a wiki, so we can't trust everything, but the first list of victims, Pooh Bear.
Damn it! Stop talking about the dog.
Sorry, man.
You know the show rule, man. Cut it out. Actor who died during the
Live Googling. This is a great podcast.
Yes.
I'm doing the same thing, though, so I really can't complain.
Puppet show dude. Oh, Randy Doak. All right.
Is that the actor or the character?
No, it's his name. The actor's name, I should say.
Oh.
Let's see.
Okay, I was wrong then. Because he looks, like I said, he looks like somebody that we know from something much more famous.
No, he's known for Deadlock in 1989 and High Run in 2012. He's not. Apparently,
he's
he
not
did
known for
stunts
anything.
in Killer Clowns 2. Yeah, he's not. Okay. Sorry, Randy Doak. We'll have to get him on the show. That's the kind of guy we'd have to pull to get.
Dude. All right, that's a pull back the curtain kind of moment. We've talked about this for a while, guys, where we know we can't interview famous people because we're just not at that level. But we can totally get these people that just like spent a day on set, you know. I was the guy who
about this?
Yeah. I remember they paid me $50 and I didn't even have a SAG card. So that's why I didn't say anything.
The sandwiches at craft services were really good.
Yeah. I remember there was a typo on my paycheck and it was a real problem for my bank.
I didn't even get paid. Why did I agree to do this podcast?
Right. No, I think the closest thing we've ever done to touching fame was when we actually got Mark Thompson, the guy who does audiobooks for Star Wars, to agree to be on the show, just saying we had to run it through his people first, and his people said absolutely not.
Yeah. Oh, well, he's busy doing this, and they're like, and we're like, yeah, we got a response. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, even the no was like, we got a response. They know who we are.
Yep. I kind of felt like I wanted to pull like an Andy Dufresne, though, and just write, a letter a week for, 3 years until finally Mark Thompson came on the show. But
I mean, I don't know how many audiobooks he's been doing lately for Star Wars, because the newer ones seem to have, they've been growing their voice cast. So maybe when he's done with Star Wars, maybe we can get him on and hear some stuff. We can have an exclusive.
No. You know what? If you're going to step on someone on the way up, don't ask for their help on the way down. Everybody in the entertainment business knows that.
Ooh, that's true.
Yeah. You could have helped us before, Mark Thompson, and we would have been more than happy to help you out, but no, you didn't do that. And by the way, before we get out of here, Kale's not wrong on this. Meanwhile, John is going to personally ask Dream Theater to be on his other show next weekend. Yeah. I corrected your statement there, Kale. Yeah. If I meet Dream Theater and I don't get kicked out of the backstage by Mike Portnoy for, having ripped on a song that's incredibly personal to him, yeah, I might make mention of that. So we'll see.
See, that's still on topic, though, because if he rips on you for that, that proves that he saw it.
Oh, I know he's seen the show. But that's the thing. I know he's seen the show. I've actually seen a screen cap of him, or him sending a picture of a screen cap of our show to somebody else. And it was the show that we did, like we went live about him coming back to the band. So he was clearly watching the internet to see what people thought of him coming back to the band. So, all right. That's off topic. So before we get even more off topic, let's close up shop here. Thanks for checking out another episode of the Nerf Herder Council. Guys, you got to check out Killer Klowns if you haven't already. Kale, hopefully we sold it to you. Like I said, you're not even in for 90 minutes. It's like an hour and 25 minutes or something. So you will not have that much time invested. It goes by quickly. It's cheesy as hell. So check it out if you have not checked it out. It is a stupid, cheesy, hilarious, creepy looking clown type of 80s camp movie. So I can't recommend it enough. AJ, as you said, you really like it. So yeah. So as always, guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Nerf Herder Council. As always, we are brought to you by Audible. Go to audibletrial.com/NHC for your 30-day trial and a free audiobook download. If you would like to get some customizable Nerf Herder Council swag, go to shop.nerfherdercouncil.com. If you would like to get some awesome virtual Cantina Network swag, just go to tpublic.com/user/virtual-cantina. And guys, we will be right back here in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. One of these times I want to do Total Recall just so I can, but yeah, we'll be right back here in 2 weeks. The date will be, let me think, it will be October 22nd at 8 p.m. We are going to be talking Tron Ares, and might get into some of the other Tron movies. But yeah, Tron comes out this weekend, the third installment in that franchise. If I haven't said it enough times on this show, I am an absolutely enormous Tron fan. So I'm very excited for this movie, very excited to talk about it. I probably will have seen it, at least another 2 or 3 times by the time we do our next episode, which again is going to be on Wednesday, October 22nd at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So, AJ, any final thoughts?
Just wondering when we're going to talk about the first 2 Tron movies, because I feel like we're both huge Tron fans. We kind of have to at some point. Well, so stay tuned for that. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I am going to actually post my movie notes for this on Patreon for free. So no worries about that. But if you go to patreon.com/NHC podcast, you can check it out there. If you want to hear the audio version of this podcast a couple days early, which would be Friday instead of Sunday, then $1 a month will get you that. And any other weird ideas that we have in the meantime, that's our test bed. Basically, anybody who decides to throw us any money whatsoever, we are dancing clowns, and we will dance for you. So NHC.com, I'm sorry, NHC.com, geez. Patreon.com/NHC podcast. That is where you can sign up or just subscribe. And like I said, we're going to put up free content like the show notes when we watch a movie or anything else that tickles our fancy in the meantime.
Awesome. All right, guys. So we will see you on Wednesday, October 22nd at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Until then, thanks to everybody in the chat today. Shane Hardy, our very good friends, Cale McLeish, Chastity Crawley, Tony Webster for tuning in there for a minute. And guys, until next time, I am your host, JT. He is AJ.
I'm on the socials, but you really don't bother. Just nerfherdercouncil@gmail.com.
There we go. nerfherdercouncil@gmail.com. So do that. And as always, guys, we will, where's the damn outro video? Where'd that go? Oh, there we go. Anyways, we'll catch you next time. Real. I'm an idiot. See ya.
This bucket of bolts is never gonna get us past that blockade.
This bucket's got a few surprises left in her. Plus, me and Chewie are on it. Ain't that right, Chewie?
Hell yeah, you my Nerf herder.
You my Nerf herder.